Shalom. Welcome to Hebraic Awakening. My name is Tina. I have been talking about my trip to South Africa, and this is my third and final video about it. And I wanted to talk about fine dining, the shopping, the self care is all there. So, the dining, it was fantastic. I don't think we had anything in South Africa that we didn't like. Now, I stated before in a previous video that I didn't get a chance to taste any traditional meals, but I know that we could have found them if we had went to the right places with the right people. However, we were in Sandton inside of Johannesburg, and we ate a lot of food that we as Westerners know already. All right. So chicken, fish, steak, hamburger, you name it. That is what we ate. However, the food is just better in Africa, period, in my personal opinion. I am from North America, and everybody in North America knows that the food is killing us, and it doesn't even taste great. I remember back in the day, okay, I will be 52 years old, and we receive fresh, authentic fruits and vegetables. As a matter of fact, okay, I remember as a little girl sitting on my grandparents' porch, and that is when the fruit and vegetable truck still came out, and they gave milk as well. So they would put the milk in glass jars and leave it on the porch, and the vegetable truck would have fresh fruits and vegetables. So I learned how to shuck peas and do the string beans with my grandmother, and we did that a lot growing up in Montgomery, Alabama. So I remember when chicken was chicken. Now this food is nasty. All right. So when we went to South Africa, it was just phenomenal. You know, their food was really tasty. So, I realized that, African Americans, and I'm going to put Caribbean people in there too. We like to season our food, and South Africans, they were no exception. So they had all type of restaurants, you name it, even restaurants that we know well here in North America. But what I loved is that we kept getting recommended certain restaurants. So, all right, Truffles in the Park. That was a beautiful, beautiful restaurant, fine dining. We were able to walk in. I think that restaurant, you were supposed to have a reservation, but we were able to walk in, and I filled out, like I had a reservation, and they sat us down, and we walked in, and it was beautiful. The service was excellent, and that is everywhere that we went, especially with the fine dining. So I will put Truffles at the Park, up there. It's not a Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's not a waffles and chicken house. It is what I would consider, finer dining, and the food was phenomenal. Again, the service was phenomenal. I think I kept eating beef the whole time. And here in America, I do not eat beef. I really don't. I rarely have a hamburger, and I have to get it from the farmers market. So I was eating all kind of beef there, all kind of steaks, all kind of hamburgers, because I just don't eat it here in America. And the beef was delicious, and it wasn't heavy. I loved it because, a lot of us suffer from bloating in America. All right. And that's due to our diet. But there have no problems with the food making you gassy or bloating. I know that even in Ghana, I can eat their ice cream and experience no IBS. Everybody in North America knows that many of us are lactose intolerant. But when I go to the continent, I am not. And I know that might be too much information, but you all do not understand the struggles of being in North America with the food. It is a battle. So I enjoy eating the things that I can't eat on the continent, versus America. Another restaurant, the Harbor Lighthouse, phenomenal. We were recommended to go there. And I think Truffles in the Park, we were recommended as well. Phenomenal. The ambiance. And that was in Cape Town. That was in Cape Town. The ambiance was phenomenal. Our waiter was phenomenal. Just love the service, and the food again was tasty, seasoned well, presented well. Another place that was top notch was Villa Bianca. Now we stumbled upon that. That wasn't even the restaurant that we were going to. We were going to the restaurant next door, but we saw that one and we all decided to go. We didn't know what to expect, and boom, when we walked through the door, OMG. And again, I think you may have to have a reservation because they were getting ready for their dinner crowd, and we could tell, and but they catered to us. Let me tell you something. Out of all the restaurants, that Villa Bianca, that steak, man, as we say, it's a black saying in America. It make you want to slap your mama. It's that good, right? So I really enjoyed that steak. I mean, everything was really tasty. Again, I can't get over it. Ghana has some great food, and South Africa has phenomenal food. Again, even the regular restaurants that we visited tasted great. I know Prophetess Deborah, she tasted the KFC, and I was like, I know KFC has changed from back when I was a child, and I could tell. She said it was okay, but it wasn't due to the South Africans. It's due to KFC changing its flavor. So I think the KFC in Ghana was really good, and it's just so sad because what we mean by really good is that it really tastes like chicken. It is so hard to find food that is authentic here. So we really enjoyed the food, the shopping in the grocery stores. OMG. I found the Woolworths. I was looking up stores and I was like, it's a Woolworth. Now, back in the States, Woolworths used to be the store, all right? But if this Woolworth that is on the continent of Africa, especially in South Africa, it ain't like the Woolworth that we used to shop at back in the day. And we went in there, and the Woolworth in the mall, the front part had the shopping, and it kind of put you in the reminder of Macy's right here in America. But then in the back, it put you in the reminder of, let me see what everybody knows, Trader Joe's, Publix, Harris Teeter. I was shocked. It was a store. I think maybe no, we did frequent the other store, but I think we visited Woolworths way too much. It was just top tier. I couldn't get over what they did to Woolworth from an American perspective. I wish they would bring Woolworths from South Africa back to America. That would be a hit. I don't know why they pulled their Woolworths out of America, but they did. So Woolworths, that shopping experience was top notch. I was so excited to go into that store. Let's see, self care. So we did shopping. We got our nails done. I think somebody got their eyebrows threaded. I think both of them. Just top notch care. When they went in the nail salon, top notch care. I mean, Prophetess Deborah said that was the best uh, nail session that she ever had, and with that service came the massage and everything. And in the States, you pay, well over $100 for that service. Some women, it'd be up there in 150, 180. We pay a lot of money to do self-care here in America, and it was so affordable on the continent. You couldn't help but splurge. At the last restaurant we visited, I think my meal was over $100, but that was all three courses, right? That was the appetizer, the main course, the dinner, and drinks. So, and it included the gratuity. So I was almost at $100 when we went to the fine dining at all three restaurants. And I don't do that here in the States like that. However, I was indulging because I could and I wanted to, and there were times where I was eating, regular hamburgers, french fries, and things of that nature. But I indulge. I mean, I'm back on food, right? You could tell I'm so excited about that, about the food. But the self care, the shopping, their malls were phenomenal. Like I loved their malls. So, Americans, they try to compare it to the West with the shopping. I loved every moment of it. And I know that I believe South Africa is moving or heading towards their winter season or fall season. So when I went in Zara or H&M, I think it's H&M, whichever one, they both the same to me, just personally. But when I went in the store, they had a lot of what I would call fall, like spring, fall, or late summer to fall items. So I was pleased and enthused because the weather there was constantly nice. It was never too hot. It was never too cold. It was just beautiful. I think it was like in the low 80s the whole time we were there, the high 70s, like perfect weather. All right. So I really enjoyed my trip to South Africa, as you can tell. All right. I enjoyed everything about it. I didn't have a bad time. I didn't carry anxiety over from the States. Once I stepped foot in South Africa, it felt like I was just free to explore, free to enjoy, free to just live. Now, this is my personal experience, and the people that I went with, it was theirs too. However, like I said, South Africa, not for everybody, okay? Nothing is. However, I thoroughly enjoyed my trip. And some people that I have been sharing the trip with, they want to go, and they want to go to places that we went because we were posting on our social media sites. So, we're getting the people around us excited about visiting South Africa. And I pray that we change the way we think when we visit various places on the continent because, it's rough out there in some of these countries that we're visiting because we aren't making it rough. But, that's a conversation for another day. So I hope you enjoyed my little travel videos to South Africa. I am a Hebraic channel, meaning that I teach people about the Bible through an Hebraic lens. All right. So I have another video coming up why the spring is our new year and to help people to understand that and to understand Passover versus Easter, right? Passover versus Easter, and what Passover means to the believer, not just the Hebrew or Jewish believer, but to those who believe on Messiah, those who believe on Jesus Christ, Yeshua. What Passover and our spiritual new year, what it means to us. So I hope that you stick around to learn the Hebraic view of the Bible. It will just open up your understanding as you discover the Most High and as you continue to follow our Mashiach, Yeshua. All right, till the next video. Shalom, everyone.